This month symbolizes a lot of things to my colleagues at Foodlink, but it's simplified into two main questions. What can we do as a community to serve our neighbors today, particularly the thousands of kids who are returning to school this very morning? And what can we do to work for the justice that will provide them with a better future? We know that chronic hunger in our communities didn't suddenly appear during the pandemic. It was simply magnified. After an initial spike in need, federal action and a few critical pieces of legislation thankfully prevented food insecurity from rising dramatically. Millions were lifted out of poverty due to increases in SNAP, school meal waivers, child tax credits, rent assistance, and more. We're now at a critical juncture. With many of these proven policy changes now expired or set to expire as children return to school, we ask why it's acceptable to revert back to pre-pandemic rates of food insecurity. It is not acceptable that more than 43,000 kids in our region, 10-county service region, which includes 30,000 children right here in Monroe County, are often uncertain about when or where they will get their next meal.
And what makes matters worse is this is the first year since the pandemic where families are going back to paying for school lunches, causing financial hardship for many parents. And we know that hunger impairs a child's ability to learn, causing stress and anxiety. It's hard to imagine how you could focus on your multiplication tables, how you could deal with your reading assignments, how you could study Shakespeare, or all the amazing things being taught when you're hungry. It's a fundamental need that everyone has, and the stress that it places on children and their family is, in some cases, insurmountable. That's why I'm co-sponsoring and talk about our partnership. Julia and the folks at Foodlink helped direct us to this legislation as it was being drafted, and I was privileged to co-sponsor the Universal Schools Meal Program Act and the Healthy Meals, Healthy Kids Act. These bills will permanently provide free meals to all school children, regardless of income, and give schools the tools and resources they need to ensure that no child in this community and no child across America goes hungry. It's simple, it's common sense, and it's a proven way to uplift families in our community. Taking action to reduce food insecurity shouldn't be a political statement. It's a moral obligation for everyone.
One thing that really became incredibly clear during the last 2 years, 2.5 years now, was how absolutely vital schools are as community resource hubs. There was no place during the peak of the pandemic that people turned to more often than schools for services. Even when they were closed, people still went to schools for COVID testing, for vaccinations, for plenty of other resources, but frankly, very often for food. We have done so many things to try to be supportive of schools, but one thing that I can't stress enough is the schools that are willing to work with us on new and exciting programming, we are finding new ways to serve them. We have more school pantries now than ever before.
As an educator, I believe the greatness of any society is measured by how we care for the vulnerable. And our children frequently are among the most vulnerable, exposed to challenges they are not yet equipped to meet. It is our job as adults then to rally, to organize our way of life, our culture, our resources to make sure that no child ever goes hungry. Not here, not where we live. But they do right now, actually. In Wayne County, about 1 in 4 young people are food insecure. When a group of us realized the intensity and the level of concern, we came here. We came to Foodlink to ask for help. They shaped our response, connected us with resources, and we are developing food pantry programs, school building by school building, using a community schools approach. Listen, there's good news. The persistent efforts of Foodlink, of our partners and leaders at the federal, state, and local levels can work. Our comprehensive biannual survey that looks back across the last 5 years finds that our food security numbers are the best that they have ever been. It is important that we do not go back.
First, I want to encourage the public to take action this month with a pledge to volunteer, to engage with your elected officials, to support policies that work, or to donate to Foodlink. You can visit foodlinkny.org to learn more and to sign a petition organized by our colleagues at Feeding New York State. Finally, thanks to the advocacy of elected leaders like Congressman Morelle and his colleague, Representative Jim McGovern, For the first time in 50 years, the White House will host a conference on hunger, nutrition, and health this September 28th. To learn more, you can visit whitehouse.gov/hunger-health-conference. And to steal a line from Representative McGovern, a passionate anti-hunger advocate, we have the food, the ability, and the means to end hunger in America. What we lack is the political will and moral courage to act. We have an opportunity to act now.